secondary active transport is a transport when molecules move across the membrane and energy is utilized indirectly. When the molecules move in the same direction, it is known as import or cotransport. But if the molecules move in opposite direction, it is known as antiport or counterport. This sodium is moved intracellularly and this proton is moved extracellularly. This is sodium proton pump. It is example of secondary active transport. This is sodium glucose pump. Sodium glucose co-transportation, where sodium and glucose are moved intracellularly. Another example of secondary active transport is sodium amino acid co-transportation, where sodium and amino acids are moved intracellularly. So, how ATP is utilized indirectly from the sodium potassium ATPase pump. It is an example of gastrointestinal cell. This is the basal membrane, and sodium potassium ATPase pumps are present there. It is the laminar membrane, and sodium glucose co-transportation is there. When after the intake of the food, any food, glucose is absorbed and still wants to absorb, so glucose concentration is low outside the cell and higher inside the cell, but the sodium concentration is higher outside and inside the cell it is low. So sodium will move from the higher concentration towards the lower concentration through this protein transporter. So it is known as vacillated diffusion because it is moving from higher concentration towards a lower concentration through this receptor. But in the case of glucose will go from lower concentration towards the higher concentration. So why not only the sodium moves inside the cell? Because this protein will work when sodium and glucose are both binding. Only sodium will bind, so then it will not work and it will not move sodium intracellularly. So it works when the sodium concentration is lower inside the cell, and sodium potassium ATPase pumps makes this possible. It moves 3 sodium extracellularly and brings 2 potassium intracellularly. Because of low concentration inside the cell, this works. So it uses indirect ATP from the sodium potassium ATPase pump to work. It is an example of secondary active transport. Scientists proved this. Okay, only it works with because of low concentration sodium inside. There is a chemical known as OPN, which disfigures this pump, sodium potassium ATPase pump. So the scientists took a cell. OPN chemical was added. It made the sodium potassium ATPase pump disfigured. There was this transport also didn't work. So it proves secondary active transport utilizes indirect ATP from sodium potassium ATPase pump.